Record. Good morning and welcome to the meditation here in Port Townsend, Washington. It is 2 days after Christmas, so we're resting and we're asking ourselves, what is Christmas about? What is this holiday season about? That we give so much, we look at our budget afterwards of how much it costs to travel, the time to buy the gifts, to cook everything. And I'll tell you, at a certain point, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? And here is what makes it worth it. And some people, they give up. I know a person, I won't mention any names, but she has decided just to spend the time at home doing things she does every single day and having a relative 20 miles away invited to a nice home, and that relative would really love it. But this person has decided it's almost, if you're not going to Christmas and you're not going to where there is that potential bright vortex of well-earned love of over the years of traditions and activities and food and jokes on each other, disgusting habits by old relatives, and I've got a few. Often we choose to be alone, either to build and restore and to honor ourselves, but sometimes it's been a person. Some people have never felt they're in that spiral. They've always felt that here is this room, like, where Tiny Tim and his family and all this joy, making the best in hard times, and they're making joy, and somehow you're out in the cold looking through that window. So those layers of feeling outside the circle of love, sometimes that happened as a child for whatever reason. Somebody said something, you didn't get the right gifts when you're for any reason. And we build up little plaques on our heart where the light can't get through. So more and more sadness and holidays and divorce, you see why some people have a sense of futility and a sense of allergic to Hallmark, allergic to happy endings, because that hasn't been their experience. So let's look at the true meaning of Christmas, which is a vibration. What is, if you could list the vibrational qualities, here it is. Being safe within a situation of people all tripping over each other, trying to make food, yelling at each other. You told me to take the roast out too soon to get your potatoes, and now it's red. It's not my fault. You ruined it. That was a conversation at our house. You're all of this, people soup, personalities and such. But everyone chose to show up. They came. They came even though they think, well, my life is this now, and I hope my family notices me, and I'm still not little Johnny. Well, come on, when you're there, you're still going to be little Johnny. Even if you say you're doing this and this and this now. It is a litmus test for how you've lived your life. Think about it. It's not just this Christmas, it's layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of Christmases, of positive feelings or little plaques of I don't belong, this isn't going well, and I didn't get any gifts I like this year. So the memories around Christmas, you can boil down to family, community, your relationship and expectations with others. And the magic happens when the grist moves and the mistakes, the joke on you, the things that children do that are so wild and crazy or that set the theme of the times. We had Harry Potter spells being placed on everyone the other night. The delightful juxtaposition of infancy, a baby crying. Every time you take a toy away, cries. That baby cries every time you take a toy away. And another child who moves so fast that you get a picture, and there it is in the movie, the whiz, the movement, the air being moved by that child. And 20 years from now, that young man will look and they'll say, you moved fast. That's why we called you Fast Freddy or whatever. It is belonging. It is being with. It is being part of something that is bigger than yourself, bigger than your own plans that day, because you can't make all those special little foods. I found a bakery that made little rolls, and I almost cried that I forgot to take them out the night before, because you have to rise for 4 hours, just like my mother's buns. Mother Mary's buns were so delicious and famous, but I served them for Christmas morning instead. My daughter tried to remind me, but I wasn't the right time to take them out. So all of this becomes part of the Rolodex, the book of family craziness, intenseness, and sometimes, this is the part I want you to hear, when you're in it and you're hungry and that food's not ready, or you're annoyed, the eggnog is a little sour. When you're in it, it doesn't feel all happy and fuzzy. Think about it. It feels uncomfortable and hot. And gee, it's not my home, my comfort space. You're in other people's space, other people's schedules. So I was figuring out maybe 80% of Christmas could be annoying. Okay, so why would you do it for the 20%? Because the 20% is the sweet spot that life makes life worth living. It's that hug. It's that bringing up that family joke on someone where everyone bursts out laughing and all the stress of the whole year goes away with that shared joyous memory. The buoyancy, boy, if they did a blood chemistry test after some of these spirals of divine light, of this true meaning of place, love, belonging. This is my place. These are my people, and they know me. And I'm not perfect. And we're making jokes about and with each other. And we're smelling the smells of our childhood, so our whole body is on alert. Delicious, joyful apprehension. Will Santa come? Turns out, the Santa we had lined up, they had a COVID incident in their house. I said, that's fine. Santa will come right to the front door. You can leave the gifts. I'll go out. I'll open them with gloves. Santa came. We keep saying yes. We keep saying yes because the spiral, hitting a node on that spiral. Santa comes every year. And now in our family can't be a relative because no, that's not Santa. We got too close last year of having a relative be identified as a non-Santa. So the neighbor came over and we managed it. Everyone said, oh no, COVID, don't do it. Mm-mm. No bah humbug thinking or fear blockages or I'm going to be in my comfort zone when you can dive into that spiral. So it is a balance of activity, music, food, and laughter, which is all prescribed by what? Tradition. And the tradition lays out the what and where, and then it's different because there's a date stamp on it. Each person is showing up in a different place in their life, but they're diving into that tradition node, Santa coming, the game where everybody steals things. And again, it's the ages, the music, the house, the holding, the what's cooking, everything that brings the vibration of intense joy, appreciation. That inner light flows so bright that the 80% is worth it. So this 20%, I have to say, until we're in the fifth dimension, until we've cleaned all of our channels of fear, all the different ways that we keep ourselves in low vibrations, there will be challenging times coming in the near future as the earth and her people, as a mass consciousness, are clearing all their channels so we can move together and create the 20% energy field, that spiraling, joyful. But we're going to have to make a lot of conscious choices in 2024 to breathe through with a sense of non-attachment and compassion through the 80% of the activity, the angst, the dissociation, the disattachment from the old, to allow to drop into the reattunement to what I'm calling the 20% of alignment, into joy, appreciation, the right people, right resonance, right activities, right decisions. So in a sense, what we experience in Christmas with diving deep and really feeling that Christmas spirit gives me hope that those vibrational elements, of which I've said the words many times, people, place, resonance, activities, being imperfect in an imperfect situation, and dropping in to the absolute beauty and joy where you forget yourself and everything else. That 20% gives me hope for moving to turn it around so that we're living 80% in the flow of family, tradition, and community, and 20% let it be the grist of, well, how could we do this better? What is not working? What is frustrating for individuals or the family as a whole? And how can we problem solve and make new agreements and choices to keep bringing up the percent to 100 saturation? So it takes courage. 2024 is about leadership. And sometimes we have to say things that, even though we're afraid people might leave us or somehow be taken aback. This Christmas, there was a situation with my grandson of some discord and disrespect. And I said, sit down. And I had a few of us sit down. And I pulled my Divine Light Alchemy cards and I said, today will be different. That will be respectful, kind, loving behavior. Disrespect will require that you are temporarily removed from the group because you are changing the vibration. And at that moment, it's not fair to everyone, and there will be timeouts. And I said it so matter-of-factly, not as a threat, but this is as my holder of the home and the hearth today. This is the way that we will hold disruptive, out of aligned behaviors. And the entire day, there was none of that. So I talk a lot about being the rudder of our own life. But there are situations in 2024, especially coming up with all the challenges and changes, where you might be in a situation where you want to protect the emergence of that 20%. And you must use your voice from a non-shaming, non-guilting, calm, spirit-guided place where it speaks to that person's heart and they know that you are speaking to their highest good and well-being and highest outcomes. So let's begin the actual meditation by imagining that we're standing at the door of 2024 here in this last week. We have a week to prepare. There's 27, 29, 30, 31st, about a week. Take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We ask and intend to set a sacred space. First, we express our appreciation that we have had this crucible for human joy or misery around the Christmas holiday our entire lives, over and over and over and over again. Let's let that be a representation of you moving forward. To what degree did you feel safe, at peace, that you belonged this Christmas? And give yourself a percent. Now ask, how safe, how much do you feel you belong? What is the happiness quotient in your entire life throughout the year? Now imagine that the vibration at some of those still points of pure light from the holiday can be a sustenance and a supply for you to remember and anchor in that vibration in your body moving forward. So just imagine this body that you just assigned a number to for the whole year is breathing in to your heart all of that, those wonderful nuggets of joy, belonging, safety, and spirit-filled moments. Right place, right time, right people. And fill your body. Because the truth of it is, you carry the entire movie and expectations for everything you experience in your life, and it comes true in every moment. So we are changing the movie up of your life across the year. We're bringing in the vibration, I belong, wherever I go, wherever I am is home. I am breathing in that I am seen and loved and make jokes with people about myself, about them. And I have a great time in community with people. So soak this all up into every single cell. And imagine you're feeling now. Joy is coming in through your heart, and it's filling up from your toes, your knees, Watch it inch by inch fill your entire being, all the way up to your throat, behind your eyes, in your head. So you're a walking, talking, not Christmas vibration, but a vibration of home and safety and feeling loved. So here we are, full of this love, and we're facing 2024. And there's a door there. We don't know everything that's going to happen. Different things happen. We know the earth and people are shaking off the old ways, so you can expect some rock and rolling this year in all levels. So there's that door. And imagine that you're entering this year with this sense of joy, sense of belonging, resonating with community and the right people who see you, are comfortable with you. And now go ahead and begin to open that door slowly and just see a peek out there. There's a lot of people who don't have a home. Literally, there's a lot of people living in misery in fancy homes. There's a lot of people fighting to save their home. There's some countries smashing other countries' homes. And there you are, full of a vibration that all humans seek. All human machinations and behaviors are seeking a sense of feeling loved and safe at home. And so you have that in galore. And you're opening this door. And as you open the door, notice that your radiance begins to shine out into 2024. An eminence, a radiance, your presence. I see the smile on your face as you're listening to this. You are the sun to the cold world. You are the solution. You are the oil can to a rusty system. All that you are is what the world is missing. Dry creek bed, you are the juice. You are the joy. You are the party, and you know it takes a lot of work. You know that there's times where you wonder if it's worth it, but you're choosing to live and feel that 20% all the time. So even if you're working through challenges, financial or figuring out where to live, you have the juice to emanate the creation of it and give others hope. So there will be times in certain situations with people where they are trusting you, and you decided at some level it's time to stop being an observer and to be part of the change, a change agent. Just as I sat my grandson down and had a heart-to-heart talk with consequences, imagine yourself being in various situations where Spirit is guiding you to speak and to own a truth that can inspire and shift and realign everything in that environment. And in this moment, we ask and intend that when those moments come, we override our own fear of it not being accepted, of us being rejected, which we know is a potential. And we also trust we're not being smarty pants trying to control anyone. We are just noticing that there's no adult home in many situations. And that if we bring this beautiful hope for order and joy and peace, that there is a part of their hearts, and in that moment, no matter how scarred, how many times these plaques have covered their heart, that your voice will find it through the cracks into their heart, and they will trust you enough to listen, to receive, and to make a new choice, and to receive love from someone. So a plaque drops off their heart. They can breathe deeper, and they are starting to have the hope again of feeling honored, loved, respected, at home, as if they belong. So do you see how any part of your journey is now part of your mastery, part of your teachings, part of your being a messenger to transformed hearts on earth, because you have alchemized your own 80% and flipped it over. Let's take a nice deep breath. And that's just a Christmassy kind of story, like meditation, to help us see that we can choose the light in any moment and lift things up, dissolve any stuck areas, darkness, and be light. And so it is. Just take a moment, just picturing, our cell phones have that little they call it a torch in Ireland, because I had an Irish accent on my phone for a while. Imagine that you're just that light looking around. Be the light. Okay, we're going to turn off the recorded portion now. I'm Jan Jorgensen at Sound and Light Healing Arts, with the interesting message of how to be the light every Wednesday morning on Zoom. Bye-bye.